Hi, my name is Tim Bradrick, and this is my screencast on the unit and integration testing for my capstone project, Scoundrel Squirrels. What I have here is my workspace in Unity, and I'm going to go over to MonoDevelop, and what I've created is four different classes to test my items and put various tests in the different classes here. The first one that I have is the squirrels test. In part of developing my project, I have created this class here, which just basically stores the information about a player squirrel. You can see that it's for the character, and it has the various qualities on the squirrel. And we have a constructor and a way to initialize the first set of values. And then down below, I have a whole bunch of set methods and get methods, and that's what the test values are going to be doing. Over here, I have the tests. There are four of them. The first one tests whether a PC squirrel object is created correctly, and it goes through and creates it based on the class that I showed you earlier, and then it goes to initialize it, and then it evaluates whether that is a null value or not. The second one is testing whether the acorn values can be set within the game. Again, I create a new squirrel PC squirrel object, and then I set the acorn value, and then I try to assert that the value is set within that object. And the third one is testing the health. One is testing the addition of health. Again, I'm creating the object, and then I'm running the method to increase the health, and the health is just increasing or decreasing by 1 with the various methods here. They're right here. So adding 1 and subtracting 1, and then I assert that the new health of the squirrel is increased by just 1, and then down here I have subtract health, and asserting that the new value is decreased by just a single point. Then I come back here and I have my squirrels tests right here. I'm going to run the selected ones, and I click on that, and you see that they have all run correctly. Okay, going back, and my second class here is a set of tests for the object value, the object class. Let's see here. Throughout my game, I'm going to have a variety of objects that I will be creating, and I created this class to store the values of those objects. They could be clothing that the squirrels wear, or the various objects that they pick up, like the donuts or the fruits and so forth, that may give them special abilities as they play the game, like booster speed and so forth. And that's what I have created here. Not a whole lot that I've added to this yet. I'm not imagining that I will need to do a whole lot of extra beyond just having the objects and the values that I use. So in my test class, I have just 2 tests that I've created, and I created basically some dummy values here using the set game item. Well, first off, I create an instance of the game item object, and then set the value to a yellow hat, whatever that would be. Obviously, I don't have any pictures for them. And then I assert that the object name is set to what I just typed in there. And then the second test is creating two different objects and then comparing whether those two different objects have been created. And you notice that they have different variable names here, 3 and 4. And then they are white earmuffs and a black helmet. And then just asserting that those are two different objects. Come back here to Unity, and here's my objects test. Run the selected objects there, and they both run correctly. Okay. Now, the third unit testing class that I have, I went to test a little bit of some of the problems that I had last week in developing my second milestone. I did discover some of the reasons why I was having problems and did some further development on it. And this test is kind of demonstrating what some of the problems were and how I might proceed to go about in fixing it. So in addition to the object items, I have a master list of all the objects that are created in the game. Right now it's just populated by 8 items of clothing. And here I have a list that I create, the master item list, and then I populate it here. And the problem that I had was this thing right here. What I had assumed is that I could create just a single object and then use that object over and over and just reassign the values here, and then I use it again down here for the second object. What I finally realized is this is creating an instance and not a separate storage space for each one. And then what the list insert and the list add items just refer to the one instance, and the one instance is just being updated over and over again. So I have to figure out a way to create different objects for that. And that's what my list tests are doing. I have 3 of them here. So first off, I test whether it will get created correctly. I have a new master item list, and then I create an instance of that, and then I assign a black helmet to it. And then I assert that the master item list is not null. Second one, I create 2 items and add them both to the list, and this is to evaluate the way that I have been doing it, using one game object item and assigning it different values. And this one will intentionally fail, and then I'm just setting that up to demonstrate that, yeah, it's failing. And then basically what I did is I took the one object, item 6, and assigned it the black helmet, added it to the list, and then I assigned it a second time, this time the white earmuffs, and added it to the list, I'm sorry. And then I'm asserting that they are not equal, and of course this will fail. And then down here, I'm creating 2 different objects instead. So there's number 7, number 8, and then I create an instance for each of them. And then number 7, I've assigned to the black helmet and add it to the list. Number 8, I assign white earmuffs and add it to the list, and then I try to evaluate whether the items are the same or not. And then coming back to Unity, my list tests, run the selected items there, and you see that the first and last run successfully, and the middle one fails. The middle one, of course, being the one where I used the same game object for both of them. And of course, that's exactly the problem I've been having. So finally figured out what it is, and I just need to take the time to fix it And then finally, my last item is a integration test. In my demonstration scene, come over here. I have created, this is where the player can move the character around. And let's see, I'll move this a little bit further. And then my test is called the player acorn collision. And the player characters are added dynamically through the program, but this is the spawn point here. That's so we can have multiplayer, but I have these two acorns, and on the acorns I have a collision test, and that's basically what my integration test is evaluating. Let's see if we can go find the collision test. Here is the remove the acorn on a collision of type two-dimensional. It adds 1 to the value of the acorns. So basically the squirrel is collecting the acorns, and then the acorn itself is being destroyed. And then what I need to do to demonstrate that is to demonstrate it on my device, and I will take a second video of that to demonstrate the successful completion of that. Let's see if there's anything else that I needed to add there for the integration test. I think that was it. Let's see, on the acorns themselves, I have that script that I had demonstrated earlier. The remove acorn on player collision, plus I also have the Unity provided call testing evaluation. And basically what this does is if the on collision enter 2D method is called, it will set the test as success. And what I did is I basically changed the evaluation of the test. I gotta select the other item there. There's the test component to 10 seconds because it takes a little bit of time to tap the buttons and so forth and get everything set up. So that gives it a little bit of extra time to do that. And I will demonstrate that in another video. Thanks.